Yeah, hi also, yeah, good day. The bits and bobs have come back from the powder coaters today. So yeah, as you see, I just went and picked them up. So yeah, let me unwrap these and see what we've got, and hopefully they look good. And there's small bits there as well, the roll bar and the anti-roll bar and the rear subframe. Right, cool. Right, yeah, parts look really good. So yeah, big thanks to Fern Down powder coaters. I endorse it for these. They look really nice. Took about 10 days altogether. Now, 2 points to note. So they look fabulous, they look really good. Subaru colour, loving it, loving it. Would have been about, basically it cost me £200 to get it all done, which is really, really good value. Would have been about £150 if I'd just gone for black for everything, but they had to order the special painting, which is basically the Subaru pink. 2 points to note. These parts here I didn't put in with my delivery, so I don't know if they've been put in there by mistake and there's somebody else's. Or, you know, if they've come out of things like the subframe, for example, like bushings, the subframe, I haven't turned it over to have a look at. You know, maybe they sort of go in between where the bolts go or something. You know, for example, in there, as an example, you know, or in the bottom or something. So I'm not exactly sure where those go. So I'll look into that, and if not, I'll email them and find out if they're mine or somebody else's. Second point to note is, I did sort of mention to the guys to put in some bushes or something in here to stop getting paint in this section here, because obviously when the new bushes go in, obviously it'll be a tight fit, the polyurethane ones. So they're obviously pink, you know, so I don't know if the polyurethane bushes are going to go in, you know, tight and happy days, or if I'm going to have to put in some time and energy to remove the paint here, which obviously I don't want to do, but if I have to, obviously I will do, you know, with some sort of power tool or something. You know, so I don't want to chip around the edge. I just want to get in here just where the bushes goes. But I'll try it anyway, without removing it, and go from there. Cause it might not be as thick, of course, in there than it is on the top. So yeah, just those 2 points to note, really, just something to consider. That's all. Certainly, for putting OEM rubber bushes in, I believe you don't want any paint in this. I believe they're so super tight. You know, it's tricky as hell. But yeah, they look really good. These are the bushes that I'm going for. So I've got those for everything for the car. They look really nice, and they come in like two pieces. So basically means you can put them in effectively yourself at home rather than having to take them to a garage to get them pressed in. Loads of benefits, bound to be some negatives as well, I expect. But for me, for the sort of relatively low mileage, I think that they should be really good, and they've got good reviews on the internet, so they're cool. And it's a local company to me as well who actually sell these, so it's great. I've also got in there all the Subaru nuts and bolts for it all, and anything that I could get away with in stainless steel that's not a sort of structural style bolt, I have done as well. So I've got stainless steel bolts for a few other bits and pieces around here as well, because you all know that Subaru bolts, put them on the car, they last 6 months, a couple of raining sessions, and then they start to rust already. But once it's all assembled, the whole lot's going to get Lanoguarded to protect it, basically. So that is literally the whole point, because this car for me is a winter car, so I want it protected, I want it looking clean. I did it in pink, you know, because when I sort of look underneath the car, I want to be able to see, you know, dirt and crap and corrosion if anything comes up. You know, I don't want to just sort of see a black car. Right then, yeah, it's time to fit some parts. So first job that I want to do is obviously fit these before I forget, because obviously those pieces there have to go in first before it's in there. Next thing I've just done is cleaned up the threads on there. These four were good, and these had some paint in them, so I just cleaned that up with one of these. It's absolutely top job to do. Installed the 2 bushings. They pushed in really, really firm, but basically went in fine. Once the sleeve was in, it held it all in place nicely. So that's kind of like the first bit. And then it's also to remind myself, you know, what bushes I've got, what other nuts and bolts I've ordered separately, which are in there. Plus which Subaru nuts and bolts, and these large stainless ones, you know, for the bushings, which I believe I need for the outer parts of some of these arms as well, you know. So yeah, there's a bunch in there as well. So yeah, I'm just going to crack on now and get this piece here in first. Actually, I'm also going to check the hole where these bolts screw on the chassis, and if necessary, tap it out as well with that. And then that piece there can then go in, and that's, you know, sweet. Okay, let me crack on with all these bits and pieces. Right, yeah, quick shout out to these guys, Problem Solving Bushings. So yeah, a South African company. And they happen to have an export location in Bournemouth where I live, so the guy has actually delivered them to me, and honestly, yeah, these install really, really nice. I mean, they're obviously really tight to get in, of course, which of course is perfect. And then obviously, of course, you push the bushings in afterwards, the metal bushings there, and it makes it super tight. Yeah, and it feels really, really nice to install these ones. So packaging's really good. Website looks really, really good. There's also a few pictures on there as well for the Subaru installation to tell you exactly where, you know, each one of these goes, each one of these different codes goes in. Yeah, really, really good. Loving how these are going in so far into my Subaru Impreza. So quick look over here. So this is the work at the moment with these, and yeah, very, very nice. And I said, I mean, mainly the fact that they install, you know, by hand, using a combination of literally DIY, using your hand, and using a vise as well for the tighter ones. You know, they all go in perfect. So I'm very, very pleased with all of that. So this is for the Subaru WR1 model here. So yeah, anyway, just a big shout out really to these guys. You know, I mean, great price for these items, great service and delivery, and I say they install very, very nice. So you haven't got to take these to a garage to install. You can basically install these yourself, you know, just by using strength and one of these, you know, which is handy as well, just to sort of squeeze this into the optimal position. So you did to put it in there, little twist, and that's it. Really nice. They also supply it with many packets of this this sort of lithium style grease. I mean, I'm guessing it's lithium. That's a complete guess, but yeah, you know, also silicon based grease. So yeah, they provide loads of that as well. So yeah, it all goes together lovely. Great, thanks all, much appreciated. Right, last one for today. Looks really, really good. Basically, I've probably spent about 3 hours on the car, I suppose, so far. But I had other things to do today, so I couldn't sort of finish it, unfortunately. But yeah, those arms look really good. All in, torque down, did exactly the same as how I recorded it on my video. So again, shout out to those guys there for these products. One thing to mention is that these go on the rear sort of T crossbar device. And what they do is, this is the original bush. And so the original bush on these is much taller than the ones that come from the European ones from here. So this basically sits on top like this, like that, and then when it's on the car it sits up like that. There is notches on the European version, but not for that, you know. So what I've done is I've obviously left these out, and what I've done instead is I put a large stainless steel washer, a really big one in there, proper job, you know, which I'm hoping, you know, just sort of do something sort of similar, basically. So anyway, we'll try it out anyway and see if I specifically have to have this piece here or not in the car. I don't think I need to, but that's obviously what it's for, there to sort of keep it all centralized, you know. So that's that one. You can see how bad these were, you know. But yeah, this part here looks really, really good. Obviously, like I mentioned a number of times, you know, it's a shame about I haven't got the other back plate here, so all that looks really shitty. But once I get the new back plates to match, can take it all off, blast it powder coated, that will look legendary, easy bit bolt on, no problem at all. Otherwise, the rest of it here went together completely fine. A couple of points to note: they use different size metal bushings in this one, in these ones, than they do in the inner ones, because the outer ones here, this is an M14 bolt, I think, this one here, as these ones here, you know, fit like M12 for example bolt. So just be aware, it's obviously, you know, on the instructions which one's which, but just be aware not to accidentally put these, which look very similar, on this side, you know. So yeah, don't make that mistake there. So that's that. Otherwise, went all together really, really nice. On this one here, these things here, these bolts, lateral bolts, come with 2 large washers, presumably one for each end. But what I've done with these ones is I put one there, and then a thin, so one large thick one, which is what ones I bought, stainless steel ones, then a thin one that comes with it, then the other thin one that comes with it, then nothing on this end because there's not enough room to go. Then when I haven't actually torqued it down yet, you know, but once I torque it down, it will, you know, turn it another sort of turn and a half, I expect. So hopefully that's okay. If not, obviously I can, you know, remove the washers from the inside and put them on the outside, you know. But I thought, well, this way here it protects the inside of the bushing if I put a washer there. Otherwise it will kind of like rub on the metal, I feel, you know. So yeah, I kind of felt that it was better suited there, you know, because obviously not on the original bushings, I'm pretty sure that they were inside the pink line, so therefore it wouldn't have rubbed on here. So that's my reasoning for that anyway. Cool, there we go. So that'll do for today. Cheers all.